Okay, this is Mark from Sephton.com. I'm really excited about what I want to speak to you about. I want to speak about 11 self-help tips that I think if you apply even just a few of them, you're going to see a big difference. There's a couple of favourites, and I'll make them known to you what they are as I go through. But these are 11 self-help tips, so have a pen and paper together and write them down, or feel free to look over this video as many times as you like. The first point is to forget about today. Now obviously I believe that our days are our life in miniature, but you know, there's times when sometimes we react to what happens in a day, you know, and the song says, you know, what a difference a day makes, you know. So in this whole grand scheme of things, one day doesn't make a massive difference, though I appreciate that there is some magic and there is some disaster that can happen in a day, but getting the bigger picture. So my first tip really is to forget about today. You know, mistakes happen, issues happen, it's not always pleasant, it's not always positive, so kind of remember that, forget about today. Second point really is to rid yourself of doubters, those people that don't believe in you, you know, that speak doubt over your dreams, your visions. They don't really get you, and people that don't get you, they're so quick to kind of say no, don't think that'll work. So lacking support. Rid yourself of those people who say no you can't. Just get rid of them. You're much better without those people. Most of them won't even watch a video like this, you know, and they're just afraid of the potential that you can you can unlock and reach just by plugging in to resources like this. The third one is to create a personal revolution. You know, we talk about the entrepreneur's revolution, and we talk about the industrial revolution, and there's other revolutions which cotton on and the world goes mad and there's a little craze. But my challenge to you is to create a personal revolution where you are really genuine and discovering who you are, and rather than trying to kind of fit into other people's expectations, you're creating your own revolution, you know, and don't be afraid of that. Be a leader, don't always have to follow, you know, you can create something. The fourth point is to blaze your own trail, which is very similar to creating your own revolution. You know, it's okay to follow people, you know, it's good that we plug into people that are more wise and have more experience. But there's a point in time where you've really got to blaze your own trail. And for me, I'd rather be, you know, an original rather than a counterfeit any day, you know. And I love the terminology of blazing your own trail, putting your own spin on things, being unique, you know, maximising your potential. Who cares if somebody doesn't like you? There's millions of people that don't like each other all over the world. It's a part of life, you know. Forget about that and blaze your own trail. Think about what you're passionate about, what you really gets you out of bed, what really gets you going, gets your heart racing, your blood pumping. Blaze your own trail. Fifth point is to remain innovative. So be creative, you know, don't get stale. Look for ways which you can be creative and express yourself in different ways. You know, reinvent yourself. Don't just stand still and allow other people to kind of dominate your area of speciality. Continue looking at ways in which you can do what you do, but do it in different ways. You know, rather than writing an article like I could with this, I'm doing a video. You know, and so there's different ways in which you can send out the same message, but in different ways. I think it's the sixth point. Don't rest on your laurels. So often we can tend to get a little bit of success, let it go to our heads, and we forget, don't we, that, you know, we need to be moving forward. It's no good eating yesterday's success when you've got today's opportunities right in front of you. You know, it kind of makes me smile when people eat the breadcrumbs of yesterday and forget their God-given right to go and get a loaf that is fresh today. And so, you know, you must make sure that you don't rest on your laurels, that you continually looking to sharpen yourself. Don't take things for granted, because as soon as you think you've arrived, actually that's when you've got to be on your guard for complacency. Okay, the next point is bet on yourself. This is my favourite, actually. Bet on yourself. There's so many people that will discount you. Some people will encourage you and say you're great, but I encourage you, you know, to bet on yourself. I love it. Bet on yourself. Forget about everybody else unless you're prepared to do it. Unless you're gonna, you know, start affirming yourself encouraging yourself, speaking words of affirmations, you're really going to struggle. So bet on yourself. Next point is to take control of your destiny. Don't allow somebody else to dictate where you're going. Be in control of where you want to go. Put in the strategies in place and be determined. Have grit. And in the face of adversity and obstacles, just keep persevering. Take the learnings and keep going on. We're all a result of the thoughts and the choices we've made. How I look right now is the choice of the food that I've decided to eat, and the times where I've said no to exercise and said yes to a DVD, for example. You know, it's very much about being real with where you are, but we are in control of our destiny. Next point is to be authentic. For me, that's one of the most valuable, because it's very much about being true to yourself, not feeling like you have to kind of mimic somebody else, but you can be your own person. Be authentic, be original, be creative, and be confident in your own skin. God's made you to be you, you know, not somebody else. Next point is to learn from the best. So surround yourself with people that are better than you, that really challenge you in the way they live and the way they think. You know, it's good to be plugged around people that have a bigger influence, that kind of think differently, think outside the box. Get around those people. Get around those people that can bring out the best in you and that you can learn from. People in your industry, people that you respect, people that really motivate you. Get around them, buy them lunch, serve them. Don't look to kind of take from them, but look at ways in which you can serve them and encourage them. And the last point is to leave your comfort zone. You know, one of my other videos, The Law of the Rubber Band, I talk about how actually a rubber band only comes into its own when it's being stretched, and so often we kind of resist, don't we, because we like things to be comfortable. But it's in that stretching and in that tension where actually we start to grow and expand. And so my last point really is to leave your comfort zone. So I'm just going to recap on those very quickly. The first one is to forget about today. The second one is to rid yourself of doubters. They will just kill your dreams and weaken your mind. The third one is to create a personal revolution. The fourth one is to blaze your own trail. The fifth one is to remain innovative. You know, so be creative. It's a bit of a mouthful, that. Be creative and reinvent yourself. Don't stand still and grow stale. Next point is don't rest on your laurels, so continually looking at ways in which you can go further. The next point is to bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. Say, yes, I can do this, Mark. I will do this. I'm going to take on board everything that I've done and I'm going to execute it to the fullest. Next point is to take control of your destiny. That you are very much in control of that. We can't control the circumstances, but we can control our trajectory and the way that we're aiming to achieve all we want in life. Next point is to be authentic. Last but not least, actually second from last, is learn from the best. So surround yourself with people that are better than you. And the last point is to leave your comfort zone, because it's only in those areas of tension and stretching where we actually start to become more than we thought we were. I hope you've enjoyed that. You can find out more at marksephton.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Or you can follow me on Twitter, which is Sephton Mark.